with Gucci. The cops took me to a place that is it's called a teleférico.
Wait, who took you?
Some cops. But no, they don't arrest me. They did it
I was
this
like,
time.
what's going on? Okay.
No, they're like actually like real runners.
Oh, wow. And these are your friends.
They're friends of mine. When I
Yeah.
go home, they kind of like take me around
Yeah.
and take care of me. And the main guy in the group, he became like a runner. Like he does like
Trail?
super
Ultra stuff? Or?
ultra stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just went to what's the Everest,
Mount Everest?
and he was trying to climb it without oxygen.
Oh, wow. Like Killian did. Do you know
yes.
Killian Jornet?
I have
did
heard
it
it.
twice? Yeah.
And this guy was attempting it. I haven't talked to him, so I don't know if he make it, but he was there.
It's
And then they
amazing.
said, "You want to run?" And we were in Quito, and Quito is already like how tall is Quito?
9,300.
Oh shit,
That's your capital, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
yeah.
know more than me.
Yeah.
I
Well, it's
Googled
like
it
one of
every
the
time.
tallest like capitals in the world, maybe the first or second
and
highest.
And they took me to something that was 9,000.
Oh wow, yeah, that's high, especially coming from here because you live here.
Yeah, I live here.
Yeah,
And
sea level.
We went up in the mountain, the road, and we parked like really high, and then we started running, and we did like 20 minutes of trail, and then it was this like mountain of grass that was
wow.
like a mile,
Just straight up.
just fully straight up, and they started walking, and I was like, dude, when is these things gonna finish? Because I'm pretty fucked up. And they was like, no, it's okay, we're almost there. And then once we get to the top, that's where you enter the trail.
No way.
So I was like,
So then, like, now it's time to
now
start.
it's time to run. And I'm like, fuck
That's
off.
wild.
And those guys do that like, it took us like almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
The cop says when he goes by himself, take him like 30 minutes.
No way. He's strong at altitude too.
But they
That's amazing.
live there.
Okay.
And then when we were running, there was a guy from the U.S. that
Mm-hmm.
was competing for some big race. But then they were like, oh, yeah, that guy's a dick.
He's not as good as a runner as them.
Well,
Not as strong, or
not
just
nice.
as a person he
yeah,
is.
not nice. And I was
Oh.
like, why? Let's just bump into him. And he was like, say hi. I'm like, yo, what's up? And he literally just look at me and keep running.
No,
And he,
that's not
but
good.
he's also logged in. And when I
Yeah.
heard that this, I remember his name. I mean, if I do, I will say it. He goes up, down,
Oh,
like
wow.
few times. So I get it when he's a dick. He's
Yeah.
on pain.
he's in pain is right.
I did it
Totally
once
locked
and
in.
I was fucked up.
Yeah, that's gnarly for anyone. Doesn't matter how fit you are.
And they told me, you want to come to Cotopaxi next? And I said, yes, because that's sick.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wait, are we already rolling?
Oh yeah.
I love that. This is the best way to start, Chito. Where does Chito come from? Because your first name is
Marlon.
Marlon, but Chito is like shh.
Yes, kind of. I talked too much when I was a kid.
Okay.
But I asked my mom, like, the reason why. And my middle name is Andres.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was a kid, people asked my name, I would say Andrechito.
Oh, okay.
But maybe it's the first one. Maybe it's, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I will believe that's the real reason, but I haven't confirmed it yet.
Well, it sounds like you're just good at talking anyway.
Yeah, I talked a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I can talk all day.
Yeah. See, that's good. You are your name, but in a good way.
Exactly. I'm not bothering people. Hopefully not. What you got anything coming up?
No, I'm actually recovering from an injury right now. So, you know,
What happened to you?
this is my first injury in 10 years. And I tore my meniscus.
Oh, well,
But
that's
I-
not too hard.
But once I got it sewn up, it's healed, but I didn't realize I was injured, and I just kept training like 100 miles a week running on it. And so I bruised my bones, and that takes longer to heal from.
Bone bruises they take forever.
The worst.
Like if I hit someone like in a fight with an elbow, it's beautiful. You caught them and you can possibly knock them out. But that bruise, it's like 6 months.
Yep.
You get touched and you fell apart. In the shin, same thing. If you
the
have a
shin.
little bump, that thing you
Yeah.
have to like literally put a little pillow,
Yeah.
tape it, and then put the shin guards. And
Oh,
even
yeah.
then hurts.
Oh yeah. I played soccer for most of my life, so
you know.
I know the shin hurts. But
So the meniscus is good. It's just
it's the
the
bone
bruise.
bruising. Yeah. So right now I'm kind of waiting to see what I am gonna do. But I was supposed to do Badwater 135, which is
Shut up. Sorry.
but that already just happened. So
And how long was that one?
that one's 135 miles. It's out in Death Valley, and you run towards Mount Whitney. So you start at the lowest point in the United States, really, really hot desert. And then you run 135 miles on the road all the way up to Mount Whitney Trail. The original route when this guy created it was 146 miles. So you go up to the top of Mount Whitney, which is the highest point in the lower 48 states. So you go from the lowest to the highest. You'd love it.
That's crazy. I'm gonna achieve my UFC goal first, but once I put the gloves down, I'm gonna just get a bunch of shoes.
Yeah, and just run.
Because running is it's so cool. Like you can do it by yourself, you can do it with your friends, you can push people to do it, and everybody thinks it's hard. And then you go like, just run for 20 minutes a day.
Yeah.
And then by the time you realize you're running for an hour, and after that it's game over. Like you just non-stop. Like there was a point that I was doing like 8 miles during the week, like 3 times, and 13 on Sundays. And you get so used to it that the only thing that was stopping me from it, I was just too beat up from fighting that I was like, okay, I'm gonna run only once a week. But even that once a week, that long one, like I was like beat up till like Wednesday. Like on Thursday I was like again like sharp, fast, but then on Sunday I was hitting again. And then my coach was like, dude, let's do 1 or 2 long and then all quick and fast. And I'm like, I need to like almost like hide from him that I'm running sometimes, but I can't because he knows my performance is shit. On a Monday he's like, you ran yesterday.
Does anyone in your family run?
No one in my family exercise.
Really? Even watching all these years, watching you train, and fighters are some of the fittest people in the world.
Like my brother played soccer for fun. He played like every 5 years with his friends, and they're all fat and shit. My sister, she's not fat, but she don't do much. My mom haven't sweat in 60 years. Well, I don't know how old she is, but whatever she's alive, she haven't sweat once. And I would
so
say,
they think you're crazy?
Oh yeah, they think I'm not even part of the family. My brother and sister told me I was adopted till I was like 16. So maybe I am. Maybe
well, where did it come from? Where did your desire to be fit and strong and fast come from?
I think spending a lot of time in a farm. Like for example, my dad never worked out as an adult, but when he was younger, he used to be on the gymnastics team.
Oh wow!
But the crazy part is like he was on kind of like in a farm school. So out of all the sport, they have like gymnastics. Because when I was a kid, he would like, do handstand and like put himself in the wall and do pushes. And I was like, that's so awkward. Like a farmer can do this shit. So I was like, but he was always kind of like athletic and fast, but he never trained. I never saw him train once in his life. Like younger, he would play soccer with us, but not much. But I guess farm life, you gotta pick up shit. You gotta drag stuff. You gotta. I mean, I sweat when I'm riding a horse. When I'm like racing a horse, you sweat. So I'm guessing that's what they say. Farm style lifting workouts came from a farm. So
yeah, that's hard work.
It is hard work. Like even like
morning to night.
Even if you're chopping wood or cutting grass or go milk the cows, just go like this for 8 hours.
Which most people around here don't.
Exactly.
They have no idea.
They don't nothing. It's a bubble out here.
I know. It's pretty soft out here.
It's
you gotta be smart with who you surround yourself with.
If not, they will make you a pussy. That's
it's true.
That's
but you run with a good crew. You know, you gotta have people that you fight with, that you train with,
and they lift you up. Like, and always find someone that is better than you in some specific sports to give you almost like and I open it like, oh, I'm not that good at this yet.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I run with Max and the brothers, I'm like,
Max is fast.
I will never be a good runner. But then there's times that after my last fight, I took like few weeks of like I didn't train any MMA. Didn't throw a punch for like 5 weeks.
Wow.
But I was running every day.
Really?
Because I was prepping for the New York Marathon.
That's right. Ben Blankenship coached you. He's a buddy of mine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
He's great.
He's so cool. Yeah, because you did the lift, run, shoot with Cam.
Yeah. I met him there.
Yeah.
The crazy part about him when I met him, we did like 16 miles.
Oh, yeah. Cam, because you did the whole show.
Yeah.
And you just like get off the plane and he's like, let's go run. And you have no idea where you're going.
He didn't explain me nothing, right? He told me we're going to do a run. And I was assuming a run for footage, which is, it can take 2 minutes of going left and right. The bow and arrow can take more than an hour. And the podcast, whatever it takes. I get off the plane. He picked me up. And he's like, you want to run? And he's Cam. I'm not going to bitch out and be like, no, I don't want to run. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, let's go. He's like, you want to go right now or you need to go to the hotel? The way he asked me, I'm like...
He's testing you.
I'm like, no, let's just go. So I changed in his truck, put my shorts, put my shoes. And I fought like... Probably like a month and a half before.
Oh, man,
so
you're probably still recovering.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I was already training like fighting, but I hadn't run once since the fight.
Yeah.
Because I take a little bit from running since I run so much after every fight. He's like, you haven't run a day. I have not one day. He's like, oh, it's chill.
No, it's not.
Fuck no.
Cam is not chill.
We park in this fucking...
Did you do like 10 miles?
No, it was like 16. Yeah, it was low, and it was fucking this fucking incline.
I know. And then did you make you stop? Dude, it's so crazy because I was in between. I did 4 200s like when I did right. I was right in the middle of doing 4 200-mile races within 5 months.
4 times 200.
Yeah,
that's
and and when I finished the one, I was so sick when I finished it, and I had pushed my body so hard in that race because I really wanted to get on the podium. And then like 6 days later, Cam's like, dude, this is the only time I can do it. Like, just fly up. Like, we'll modify it. And I was on antibiotics. And like, I was like so much skinnier too. I was so sick in the race. I went like 3 days no eating. Like, it was terrible.
Running that much makes you sick.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you are sick. But I show up and I'm like, Cam, I've been wanting to do this show for so long, and I'm so sad that I can't like run and lift the way that I know that I can. So we only did 8 miles, and then even when I was dying.
I should have played that card. I'm sick.
You should have. I was so sick. I was totally sick.
I wasn't sick.
And had just finished this 2-mile race, but then I went home, and 4 days later I did another one. So it was not a good like time for me, but you finishing a fight.
Yeah, I just fought. Did you guys park in that thing that goes straight to the trail or somewhere else?
We did like a different route. Like, he actually was nice to me. He was like, okay, we'll do something else. We'll do just 8 miles over here. So
this thing, we park.
Yeah.
And then from the parking lot, you start running, and then you start going up and down. And the first part of the trail was beautiful. It was like
nice buffed out
like a little
trail.
Perfect trail. The trees was crazy, and we were on a decent pace, and I was like, fuck, this is amazing. And he kept asking me, how you feeling? And I didn't realize what he asked as much, because once we passed this beautiful trail for like 20 minutes, we get to something that wasn't even a trail. It was just a mountain.
Like scramble up some rocks and boulders.
And there was like trees on the ground, but it was so inclined that I was actually walking like a monkey. I was like hands and feet, because it was so up that it wasn't like it was going down. I was kind of like, and then there was like multiple trees that we gotta like climb on top of them to keep going. And here's when my Achilles and my calves were like, dude, I have never gone this
incline.
incline.
Run in a while.
And he's like, how you doing? And I'm like, I love it. I'm good. Ben
you
was
can't let him know, huh?
No, I tried my best. And Ben was just like, he wasn't even sweating. And then he was telling me, like,
crazy.
you have the runner in you, and I'm like, yeah, of course. And then we get up, and in my mind I was like, oh, this is it. And then from this up, we run to that place he always jump in that thing.
Yeah, Mount Pisgah.
Which it was, when he told me where we were going, you couldn't even see past your finger, and I was like, sure. So we went downhill again, and then once we went to that one that it was all up.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of started walking, and I was like, and they didn't stop, and I was like, oh, okay. So I guess I gotta fucking push now.
That's crazy.
And then we go to the top of that one, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's take this fucking photo and let's go home.
Yeah.
And then he points, see that one over there? Now we're going there.
No way.
And I was like, sure, okay.
He was trying to break you.
Oh, he was trying to, but I was like, I did tell him, something will physically break on me.
Yeah,
before they tell you I don't want to do it. And he's like, I like it. I'm like, of course you do. And then we did the other one.
That's crazy.
And then we went home, did ice bath, sauna, and I was like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah. And I think his wife cooked a fucking chili.
We had the chili too.
Oh, it was so fucking good.
Was
I was
so
like,
good.
can you
It was
take
like
some back home?
venison chili or something. I don't know.
I ate like 20 plates of that shit.
Yeah, it's so good.
And I was full, and I was like, it was so good that I keep eating. So I felt like shit for like a day and a half, because I really like overdosed myself on food for that one meal. But he did fucking kick my ass.
Yeah.
And then
that's
when
so
I decided to run the marathon, I asked Ben to give me a program. With a program, it's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the workouts were like 10 minutes. Like you're gonna do 45 seconds at this pace, a minute at this pace, walk for this much time. And I was like, this is kind of silly. But by week 2, I was so fast that I was like, oh, this is like kind of like jiu-jitsu or wrestling, that you start getting better, and you before you know you're good at it.
Yeah.
But from this time, that's what I was telling you, I was doing no running, not fighting. I just run for like few weeks, and I was like, oh shit, I can become a real runner in few weeks with what I already have.
Yeah.
And then I got excited about it. But before the New York Marathon, we went to Ecuador for like 10 days. So for those 10 days, I wasn't running because I was busy. And I was thinking like a fight. I'm like, fuck, I'm not getting my steps on.
So did you go back to fight training
I went back to fight training.
before you did the race?
Yes. So then I was like
Was
training.
Ben like, no?
Yeah, he was like, can you take some time off? I'm like, if I tell my coach that a fucking runner told me not to train, he's gonna told me to go fuck myself, and he might call you and go crazy on you.
Wait, what was your furthest long run that you did?
Before the race?
Yeah.
My first was what I did with Cam, like months before.
So 16 miles. And then you came home and you had to start fight training.
Yes.
And so you didn't do any more long runs.
No more. I did 90 minutes one day.
And you went and ran the New York City Marathon?
Yes.
So rad.
You know what's the crazy part? The night before the marathon,
Yeah.
I wasn't more scared than fighting, but I was anxious and I did not sleep. When I'm fighting, I can go to bed by 12.
Wow.
On the marathon, it was 3:30 and I was like bright open, and I'm like, fuck, my shuttle is at 6 in the morning. And I told myself, like, if it's not happening, don't force it. I won't force it. I'm just gonna go with no sleep. I'm sure someone else have run with no sleep.
A lot of people do.
And then I took the shuttle. It was freezing. And I have no experience on events like this, because normally the UFC picks you up, drops you, give you your meal, fucking there's someone taking care of you. I didn't get that treatment, so I get to there. I was in short shorts and the tiniest tank top. I didn't have Vaseline. I didn't have any food on me. I had only 10 gels. That's it.
Wow.
It was fucking freezing. I was shaking. My call to my, how you call it, cattle? No, how you call
it? Why am I not remembering
like your bugs, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I have like a farm name.
Yeah.
When they called me to my spot, it was like 10:30.
Yeah.
So from 6 to 9, it was minus 1,000. I was shaking the whole time. There was a point that I was like, I'm just gonna call an Uber back.
You needed just like a trash bag.
That or bring a hoodie and pants and just donate them.
Corral.
Yeah, that corral, yeah, there.
I was like, why can't I remember that name?
Yeah, because every time you say corral 3, I was
Yeah.
like, this sounds like we're in the farm.
Yeah.
And the car is going in. And
But you need a trash bag next time. If you're desperate, just go find a trash bag.
okay, because I was actually on a corner and people that recognize me is like, dude, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah, it's my first one. I don't fucking know what to do. Then I figured it out how to go to the New Balance tent, and then there was bagels and shit because I didn't even brought food. And then
You're thinking you're just gonna go and start.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I thought at 6 a.m. just go.
No, it's gonna
I
be a
know
long
that.
time waiting.
And then I was asking, there was this runner that was asking me like how I was feeling and what was my training like, and I was like, dude, what should I eat? He's like, have you eaten? I'm like, nothing. He's like, bro, go and fucking eat a bagel. I actually eat 2 bagels. I'm like, I have never eat bagels. He's like, just eat. So I ate 2 plain bagels.
And you never eaten before?
No. But there was,
Never try something new on race day.
well, I didn't know anything. And I was just forcing myself. I need to go to the restroom before the race started.
Oh man.
It was kind of like a mess. And at one point, I was like super close just to call an Uber, go back to the hotel. But then I was like, fuck, everybody that knew that I was coming is gonna know I'm a pussy. I can't do that. And then when I start, on the first 10 miles, I was telling myself, there's a chance you don't even finish this shit.
Yeah.
And
Road marathons are hard.
and the New York is all up. It's up and kind of down,
It's
up.
a hard course. It's not a fast course.
And for me, my first one, I was like, this is too much for me now. So the first 6 miles, I start nice and light. And I was like, okay, let's see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Then when I passed 13, I was like, okay, I'm getting to my max. Then when I got to 20, my groin and my abs were like the worst out of everything, which I didn't get why.
Because what was the longest run that you had done closest
Ever?
to the race? How
Or-
long had it been since you went on a long run before the race?
I did 90 minutes the week before.
The week before, when that was your longest run? In how long?
10 days.
Yeah. And before that 90-minute run, what did you do 10 days before that?
I did a lot of workout in the track because Ben told me, I don't want to make you do long because I don't want to get you tired. I'd rather make you experience longer in the actual moment that you will get pumped up because of adrenaline.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you the best base I can, which I think makes sense for a first timer.
Yeah.
With a lot of fighting training on top of me.
Yeah, you're so fit. And so now your body was just tired because of doing that same thing for so long. That was your first time doing the same thing that long.
Oh, that's
right. Like if you had never done that, that was your first time experience, and your body was like, "What in the world are you doing?"
And what he told me was
because we
like,
only go for 90 minutes.
Exactly. And what he told me was like, I'd rather you push it, fight that day, and just get a really good base because he make me do a lot of fast workouts.
Yeah. Well, he knows you're tough.
He play a lot of that.
Yeah, and marathons are about your mind.
It is.
At the end of the day, it's what if you believe you can achieve it, you're going to,
And
no matter how long it takes.
I didn't brought a phone. I didn't brought headphones. I was like, I'm gonna own this one on my own.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about not having fun, because I leave it with him. When I finish the race, my hotel was literally a minute walk.
Oh, that's nice.
But they make me go 3 miles around.
Oh my God.
And so I don't have a phone to ask him to pick me up. I just ask random people from the street. They started sending him DMs. I'm like, yo, it's Chito. I didn't reply. Just walked the extra 3 miles.
Yeah.
And it was again extremely cold.
Yeah, you did an ultra that day. You
You
did 29 miles.
I did.
Yeah,
actually.
you should be so proud. You've already done an ultra.
Did.
Yeah.
And because it was a 3 mile walk, and
Yeah.
I was begging cops. I was like, can you please just let me? It was a little metal
Yeah.
fence that they had.
Yeah.
I'm like, my hotel is there. It's like, you can.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it's right there. Let me cut. So you gotta go around the whole thing. So I went around the whole thing. When I get to the hotel, I was so fried
I
that when I
bet.
got my phone, and I was asking for my passcode. I didn't know my passcode.
No way. You were so out of it.
I was like, I don't know my passcode.
That's crazy.
So we stay in New York for 2 more days. So for 2 more days, I have no phone.
No way. You couldn't get into it.
I didn't get into it. So I have to delete everything, go to Apple, get Apple to send an email to Super Apple so they can reset my shit, because I didn't know my password for iCloud, for mail.
Wow. And they were like, is this really your phone?
But when I went to Apple, they knew that it was mine, and they was like, there's nothing we can do. And then said, you can create a temporary iCloud, download all your apps, change all the passwords. And I was like, yeah, but I don't know my email password. So it took me like a few days, but some people that knew I was running, they thought something bad happened to me, because they finished the race and didn't post nothing for 2 days.
It must have been a really bad race.
But then 2 days later, when I got all my shit back, I was like, I'm alive. We're good.
Here's my medal.
I just forget. I until today, it never came back. I have no idea what it is.
That's crazy.
If I wouldn't take my phone with me, the face would work. But I was like, I don't want to carry a phone in my first marathon.
Yeah, no. That's annoying.
And I hate those
extra weight.
And those belts.
Yeah, you got to get used to those.
Too much radiation going directly to my organs. So like, I mean, it's still radiation going to my hand, but when I run 30 miles, I run with my phone in my hand sometimes.
You just hold on to it.
The whole time.
I
switch it so I can get the same muscle workout, but it's like on the pocket. I don't want to near myself on the bed, on the what do you call it?
On your stomach?
In the belt is in the stomach. If you put it in the back, it's in the kidney. I'm like, no, that's too much radiation to my shit. I was like, so I either just go no phone, just my watch, and then I go.
Yeah.
Because runners carry a lot of shit.
They do, well, especially on the trails, and some of it's required.
It is required because Max.
But some road runners do carry like the packs and races. It's kind of crazy to see how much.
I want to go.
But it makes sense though. In your situation, you probably wish you had a pack with food and a jacket.
But I put all my gels like literally on my shirt. I didn't have like a belt for my first run or anything. I just put the gels.
You had 10 gels.
Yeah, like around, like they were like I was like bringing drugs from a different country, and I was like just picking one, throw it away. But then everybody was like with the best water, and I'm like, that's just too much on me.
Yeah,
like
you have to get used to it.
It's hard. The best that Max get me is nice, but I like to run without t-shirt, so I get like huge rash.
Yeah, the camelback.
Yeah, that one is great, but then I get like crazy rash from the thing. So I'm putting a t-shirt and then that on top.
Yeah,
I don't want, when I run, I want the
minimal,
the smallest shorts. I don't have a t-shirt. I don't wear socks.
No socks.
No socks, never.
When you start doing 100-mile races, you train your body to be in the right gear, because that's essential to finishing.
I won't finish without a big bag with me. I know that, but I haven't get there yet. But at least for 13, I go free.
13, a marathon, you don't need all that stuff.
On the marathon, I only had 10 gels on me. And I was like, every 3 miles, just taking one.
Yeah.
And then I finished it by mile 22. And after that, I was just like grabbing candy from the crowd or some shit like that. It's crazy how much they feed you.
I know. The spirit of the New York City Marathon is pretty incredible. It's one of the best in the world.
I think that's why I also finished it. I don't know if I would have finished if it was be like empty, just road.
Right.
Because that helps. Someone like literally, this dude had like he took a bite of a burger. We make eye contact and he went like that.
No way.
So I just went to him, took a bite.
There's like, no way, you ate it?
Yeah. He's like, you want to take it? I'm like, no, I can take it. So I take
That's
a fat
amazing.
bite, give it back to him, and it was so fucking good.
Right? Your body's so depleted.
People was giving beer, shots.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if I want to drink. But
it's got some carbs. Some beer has some carbs in it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's so good.
When you go 100, how much things you have to bring?
100 it's different in where you race in the world. So in the United States, there's not very many, if any, 100-mile races that have required gear, because some make you wear a pack. 200-mile races, you have to wear them, and you have to carry all different types of gear and a certain amount of food and water. And then anytime I race internationally, every race makes you carry a pack. You have to, or else you can't race. So that's why, like, I practice with a weight vest all the time, no matter what. Like, if I'm on a stair mill or a treadmill or just out walking, I always just get used to the weight. Because I'm like you. Like, I played soccer for 18 years. And when I first started running, I was like, I don't want to carry anything. I don't like the water and the food. Like, all that was weird. And I tried, like, the waist belt, and it was so much. But then I realized if I wanted to be the best that I could be, like, I had to get used to being uncomfortable with that. Right. Also knowing everyone else is wearing it, and how many times when I wear that stuff, sometimes what's in it, it helps me, right. You know, whether it's the food, because when you do something for 14, 15, 16, 50 hours, this becomes your lifeline.
That's true too.
And so it's a very different mindset than like road racing half marathons or marathons. Cause yeah, you can just go wear shorts, nothing else. And like, you don't need anything. You can just go for a run for 10 miles. You don't need to bring water depending on what your pace is. You can find like water fountains along the way.
That's true.
It's so freeing, right? But once you step into the mountains, you understand that you have, there's risk. And being prepared is almost like the way you respect what you're doing.
Yeah,
you know?
and then now, like you said, it becomes kind of your life, what you have in there.
Yeah.
Like once you hit, because I'm sure in the 200 milers, you hit a point that there's no life.
Yeah, your body's done.
No, but I'm talking about like in your surroundings.
Oh, I thought you meant like life in your body. I'm like, yeah, you definitely feel like you're dead.
Yes.
But yeah, you go out far. I mean, these routes are so long that yeah, you are far away from civilization.
What happens if something goes wrong that far?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how's the communication with a nice truck that picks you up and save you?
It takes a while. Even if so, typically in 200-mile races, you'll get a aid station where there's food and sometimes medical, like every 12 to 20 miles. And if you had to like climb up a mountain first in order to even get to that aid station, even if that mountain pass was like 12 miles, I mean, for some people that's taking them 6 hours just to get to the aid station.
And if you're hurt, you won't.
And then if you get hurt, sometimes they'll tell you like, hey, we can't get connection, or the truck isn't going to be here for another 8 hours, or you know what I mean? Like that you can't always rely on that.
So the chances of getting more fucked up are even greater.
Yeah, but that's why the required gear is so important. Then there's other times where the aid stations that you're going, it's like in a parking lot, or it's like at a really popular trailhead, or it's like just off the road. And so they can get a car to you, but most of the time it's the communication to get to the race director or to security. Even them just traveling to get to you can take a while. So, but it's not common.
It's also the people that is there, it doesn't really feel too much.
Yeah, I mean, people have fallen. I mean, we had someone just die at Hard Rock 100 last week, which is really sad. From it was a heart issue, but there have been people that have fallen. Yeah, we've had falls before, but that's very, very rare. It's very rare that someone falls off a mountain or something happens to them. There's been freezes, like bad winter storms. You could start a race and it's sunny, 100 miles, and you go up into the mountains and a storm will come in. It's very serious. And you know this, back home when you're at altitude, the weather is very unpredictable the higher you go.
Yes.
And so
the winds, everything.
Yeah. Trail and mountain running, a lot of it is about respecting what you do. You can be so strong mentally and physically, but it's respecting nature. It's respecting the mountain and knowing that anytime something could happen. I mean, I was in a race one time. During the day I got sunburned. And then like 10 hours later, I was caught in a snowstorm at the top of this mountain. I was passing from Italy into Switzerland. And I remember seeing a friend in the aid station and her eyes had frozen over. She couldn't see. It was like a winter blindness, like a snow blindness.
Holy
and she
shit.
was fine. She's totally fine now, but she had to drop out of the race there. And she's one of the best runners in the world. And I remember I put on all the required gear that I had. I had my jacket, my pants, and the volunteer says to me, she looks at me, is that all that you have? Do you have any more layers put on? I was like, no, this is all the required gear I have. She's like, the storm's so bad outside. And I was like, I have to get to the finish line. But you have to think of those things. Like at a race, everyone's like, the energy's so good, right? Everyone's excited. Everyone hopes that they're going to get to that finish line. But I think one of my favorite things about trail races, unlike road races, is it's hard. You can't control it. You have very little control over the weather, over the climbs, over the terrain, how things are going to change, how your stomach's going to be. When you line up at like a half marathon or road marathon on the road, a lot of runners know what time they're going to run already. Maybe within like 5 minutes.
Right.
They'll know like, oh, I probably can do this marathon in like 3:45. And maybe they'll finish in 3:40 and surprise themselves, or maybe they'll have a hard day and they do it in 3:55. But sometimes you stand at the start of a 100-mile race and you think, I think I can do this in 20 hours. And maybe it'll take you 36 because you didn't know that a storm was going to come in and you were in mud this deep and that you couldn't eat for 10 hours and you were throwing up in an aid station for 2 hours, you know? So
when the mud gets heavy, that gotta be hard to go over the mud.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, Max just ran a race in some really bad mud in Arizona.
The 50-miler?
The 250-mile Cocodona 250.
The second one or the first one?
Oh, the one, it was in May.
Okay.
Yeah,
The one you just did.
Oh, the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he also just did 50.
Yeah, he did a 50K, but that was Harding Hustle. That was nice weather.
Okay.
But the one at the beginning of the May, Cocodona 250 miles, that a storm rolled in. And, you know, they had snow and rain and really, really bad mud. Most of the runners didn't think it would be that bad. But again, I think that's what's so amazing about
because you can control.
Race.
It's like it's a real fight. You don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. This is why you'll be so great at it, Chito.
Because growing up in a farm, we used to play walking in the mud, but we were used to going from the house to the cows. Now you're doing 200 miles like that must be crazy.
Yeah.
Because you can run there. You have to like pace yourself walking.
Yeah.
When the mud is like more than that, there's no running there.
It's so hard, and it's heavy. And then you try to take it off and it comes right back on right away. So then it starts getting to you mentally because you're like, I'm not moving the pace that I want to move. And this is so frustrating. But I think that's what's so cool. Like, no matter where you race in the world, I mean, it's a beautiful way to see the world. It's a beautiful way to experience culture and see some of the most incredible things. But 200-mile races, like, think of what you can see. I did a stage race actually down in Chile. It was like a 5-day stage race. We ran through volcanoes in the jungle and along the beach. It was one of the most beautiful things I did. But every day we would only run like 35K, and then we would camp out. We had all these tents, like we would all camp out, and then we'd wake up the next day and we'd run to a new place.
That's cool.
But it was one of the best ways to see where I was, but I never knew what it was going to be like on the next day. I didn't know what the route would be like, and I think that's why I really love the sport, because sometimes we only do stuff that we can control.
Right.
And sometimes it's, well, if I can control the workout and I know what my pace is going to be and I know exactly the calories and where the aid stations are going to be, I know they're going to be every single mile. And, you know, if it's an out and back on the course, I can see people coming at me. It's the more that we can control, that's easy, right?
You know.
But it's harder to do things that you can't control. You know this as a fighter. Like you're coming into a ring with someone that trained really hard too, that's strong and persevering like you.
And doesn't matter what's the game plan, can go out of the window in the first second.
Yeah.
It is the same in that way. Mm-hmm. For races like that, how's it sign up? Like, it's for anyone that thinks that can do it, or you need to have some sort of like records and races like that to be in?
Yeah, that's the complexity in this sport. I've been having a lot of conversations with race directors and just people that are leaders in the sport lately about how we could make it a little bit easier for people to understand and navigate, because there are some races that have lotteries and people have been waiting for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years to get in. And if their name's not chosen in a lottery, whereas other races, you can just sign up. So there is a lot of 100-mile races, you just sign up. Other races, they say, hey, if you want to do this one, it's so hard, you should probably have experience first. Maybe you need to do 100K, or maybe you need to have another 100-mile race first before you do it, because race directors in the sport, they want you to succeed and they want you to have the best possible chance. So depending on the race, depending on where it is and what the terrain is, they will have their own requirements. But for the most part, you can always find races just to sign up for. And it's a very inviting community. People are they're very nice.
Most runners I know, they're super cool.
Yeah.
And like other sports, like no one is going against each other. They're just running, and then there's a winner in the podium. But you know, I feel like fighting is so fuck you with the other team that any other sport to me is like, oh, you guys are so cool. Like I see skaters cheating them out, even if they're competing the same heat. Surfers, they're shaking hands. We're like, for 2 months, I want to fucking kill you. Fuck you. Fuck your family. You're like,
Chito, but do you actually like feel that way, or do you feel like everyone has to be that way?
No, I feel that way.
Does it help you when you train? Do you feel like that you need to have like this rage seed? You have to plan a rage seed against somebody so that you are maybe it's even bigger in your head. Maybe you don't really know them that well, but you just hate them, so it's easier to punch them.
Yes, and I think like in fighting, there's guys that they come, shake your hand, wish you good luck.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, in fighting, you make half of your check if you lose. And since it's so 1 versus 1, it's like so hard to get back to your spot, because you can win 13 fights in a row and you are Jesus.
Yep.
You lose one fight and
Brutal.
you go so down. Like my friends that surf, they won a big WSL on Saturday. They go to the next one on the next week. They lose first hit. You don't see them going downhill for. They're just like, I go to the next one in 2 weeks. Same with other sports. In fighting, the hit is so big that it's just everybody's just with inside of like, fuck you. And to me, when someone tries to come shake my hand, I'm just like, fuck off. Like on Saturday night, you either take my paycheck or you send me back in the rankings. So to me, it's like if we make bad eye contact on the lobby, we're swinging here. Like that's not even a question.
But does that help you? Do you feel like that helps you?
I feel
to keep that anger.
Yes,
there?
being a dick helps, because sometimes I've been in between.
We're gonna
rounds.
make that a shirt. That's a new
Being a dick.
Being
a dick
shirt.
helps. Yeah, it does help, because like, you know, sometimes in between rounds guys want to like shake hands, and I literally
do you think that's a weakness?
Of course.
It's like a little bit, maybe they're afraid, or just or they're thinking they can make you soft.
That, because sometimes like when they start shaking hands and everything, the fights are getting like more like a sparring, and like they're not trying to kill each other. Like when guys have been trying to shake my hand in between rounds, I literally spit on the ground and go like, fuck you. Or like the round is over and I just keep looking at them, and then they go like, fuck, you really want to hurt me. And I can feel the change of energy. So it's like everything. Like let's say we're doing like a push-up contest and I'm suffering, but I saw you that you're suffering too. I go like, come on, bitch, just quit.
Yep.
I might make you quit. So who knows?
It's the psychology of it.
I always do that to Roddy when we do push-ups.
He always makes me go first. The person who goes first always loses.
Smart. It's all a strategy, bro.
But Sally, can you share some stories about some of your races? Like you've won some of the most badass races on the planet. You know, like what was Badwater like?
Badwater is a unique race in the sport for sure. I'm a mountain runner. I think that's probably the best way to describe what I specialize in. I love big mountain races. The bigger the mountain, the better. For a long time, it was only 100-mile distances. Anything shorter than that was usually like a training race. When I heard about Badwater, it was actually before I entered the sport. And I thought it was just a wild race because it is at the hottest time of the year at the hottest location on the planet. So it gets to one of the years I ran, it was 130 Fahrenheit. And there's no trees, there's no shade, there's nothing. And it's a dangerous environment. They only let 100 people do it. And you have a car that follows you to make sure that you're safe. So they don't have aid stations at that. You just have a crew with you that make sure that you have water and that you don't pass out in the middle of the desert.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I love that race. It's one of my favorite races.
And that's on a mountain too?
So you start in the desert, the whole thing's on the road, but you have like 3 mountain passes, like 3 huge climbs. There's like almost 18,000 feet of climbing in it. In fact, the last 12 miles is 5,000 feet of climbing up to the finish line, but it's all on road. So it's the only road race that I do. Otherwise, I'm just in the mountains. But I love long, challenging, unpredictable courses.
Out of all these courses, which out of all of them is the gnarliest one?
Badwater, I think, is hard because of the heat. It's very. I think if it wasn't hot, it would not be difficult. It would be difficult because of the length. Like, intensity is always added by duration. So the longer you make something, it's going to be difficult.
Right.
And so 135 miles running on the road, that's hard. But 130 degrees is very hard to explain to people. Like, the difference between 90 and 100, you feel that. 100 and 110, you feel that. Once you start going past like 115, 120, I remember the year in 2021, the year that I won it, the heat coming off of the road, it felt like there was fire on my legs because the heat was so hot. It must have been like 160, 180. I'd never felt that heat before.
That's crazy.
But all of that kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. That's why I love it, because it's discovering what human potential actually looks like. And I think that we are so much more capable than we think we are. Oh, and the only way we know is if we try. If we can just choose, like, I'm not giving up, which you're so good at that, Chito. You're like, I'll never give up. But then there's a whole nother layer to that, because we all have like a breaking point. But then there's like exploring that breaking point. You're like, I am done. My body's done. I can't feel it. I'm in so much pain. I want to be done with this. And then you just tell yourself, I wonder what would happen if I took another step. And that's all you can focus on.
And you expand that that capacity of pain and resistance, because everybody at some point is like, I think I'm done. And you're like, just
one more rep.
Just keep going and see how bad it can get. And then you go, oh shit, I went through it. Yeah. You can go far. That's for sure. People can go far. They just don't know. Most people just don't know how far they can go.
It's so true. My first, when I decided to do the Grand Slam of 200s, it's the 4 races in 5 months. It was my first time like going into that distance. And I just said, I'm going to sign up for all of them. It's like you go big, go home, right? Like, why not just do all of them? I want to learn. My goal for that year was like, I really want to learn them so I can get good at them, because the sleeping part was weird going that far. I'd only ever done 135 miles. And I thought, I'm gonna put on a bunch of muscle. I put on as much muscle because I was like, I know I'm going to break down muscle. So I put on a whole bunch of muscle, and then I did my first race. And one of the things I've been proud of my whole career is I never get blisters, ever. No black toenails, nothing.
Same.
Like but just 5-6 miles into my first 200-mile race, I got blisters like I'd never had in my life. I was like, what is this? As the race went on, by the time I was at like mile 80, the backs of my heels were open. It was flesh. It was just raw flesh just rubbing on my shoes and socks, and sand was coming in that. And then one of them turned into an ulcer. It was basically a hole that deep in my heel. And then all my toes had blisters. I'd never been in so much like physical discomfort ever in a race in my whole entire career. And I come into mile 160. And Eddie, my husband over here, he was my crew chief. And I sit down in a chair and I look at him. I was like, I don't even know how it's possible to take another step. Like, my flesh is open on the back of my heels. It hurts every time I take a step. It keeps grinding into my feet. And for whatever reason, I just said, you know what? I'm just going to focus on the finish line and see what happens.
And you did anything to kind of like tape it together?
We tried everything. Yeah, I actually had done like a final taping, and then I told myself I'm not going to look at it anymore, because when I would see it, it would freak me out because it was so disgusting. And so I did a final taping on it, and I said, it is what it is. But now we're just going to focus on the finish line. Now we're going to focus on just getting to every aid station. And that's what I did over and over. When I finished that race, it wasn't like I had this amazing performance, but it was one of the biggest triumphs of my career because of what I showed myself that I was able to push through. And I celebrated that. Like, it was the first time I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't know I was capable of enduring not only that distance, but to have that kind of discomfort and to still go on. Then I went home and I was like, I'm not doing the other 3 races. There's no way. Like, my feet were so bad. And I had like doctors and nurses messaging me because I took a picture of it. I should show you. Took a picture of it. And nurses and doctors like, you could have gotten a really bad infection. Like, that's so bad.
Any open wound can...
Open wound, yeah.
And you're running, sweating, and everything.
Everything is coming in it, yeah.
With me, if
I don't recommend it.
If I have a tiny cut or rash from the Velcro and the gloves, I tape it because that little thing can become a staph, and then if that goes to your blood, you're pretty much dead. Every fighter that have let the infection go a little farther because they thought it was okay, if I see a little pimple, I'm already sending texts to my nutritionist like, what should I do?
What do I do?
She's like, you have nothing there. I'm like, I know, but tomorrow in the gym, there's always one asshole that didn't have clean clothes, and that's it.
That's very wise. Yeah, I didn't think that way. I think also your brain's like mush when you do these races, and because I never experienced that kind of stuff. So there was medical in some of the aid stations, and I remember this one time the medical, it took 30 minutes to work on my feet, and I said to my crew, no more. I'm not sitting for I'm not sitting that long. So we'll tape those up and we're not looking at them. But when I got home and I took that picture and I posted it, and like Instagram like banned it. They're like, this is sensitive material.
It's crazy.
But doctors like, get this medicine. So I got all this like really high quality medicine to heal it. And I had like 60 days before the next 200. And I said, you know what? I probably won't be able to perform the way I want to in the next 3. But what's most important to me is what I learn and what I can find out about what the human is capable of, and it's amazing.
It is crazy.
Amazing.
Like, I have been in fights with cuts, and my opponent a lot of cuts, and you go like, we keep getting punched in the same cut, and somehow, thank God, doesn't get bigger. Sometimes it gets huge, but you go like, how you get punched in an open cut? I'm like, and fighters, they start aiming more for the cut so they can just keep blasting it.
And blind you.
And sometimes it just becomes a hole just hanging off your eyebrow. You go like, you know what? Fight's over.
It's wild hearing you talk like that because I can't even imagine being punched in the face in a ring.
Sometimes dudes put finger on the cuts, and then the referee's like, yo, keep your fingers. I was, oh, it was an accident. And you see like all this just purple. You go like, dude, that's disgusting.
That is crazy.
It is crazy. Fighting is fucked up, but running like that is also fucked up. I think if I always say fighting is the next thing as bad as crazy after war. Just we don't have a gun, but we're trying to kill each other. But I think now that I start running longer, running like that almost damages just as fighting.
Yeah. I think there's healthy ways to do it for sure. I think people like able bodies, we were made to move that way, right? Like
everybody used to run like
no one teaches you to run. Like it's the next like obvious progression of your walk.
It's
so
primal.
You have kids, yeah?
Yeah, 3.
Like your kids, they take those couple steps and then you don't say, okay, now today we're going to run. It's just, they just do.
They just run.
It's amazing. So, but I think the longer, like the ultras, absolutely. Like there's something wild about it.
I will assume like before technology came to the earth, people used to run from city to city or mountain to mountain.
Give a message.
Or when they kill an animal, they didn't have a truck to bring it back. Are you familiar with those ladies from Peru that run on sandals and a dress?
Oh yes. Yeah, I'm not going to pronounce the name properly.
I don't know exactly what's the city or tribe it is, but
yeah,
when they did the race from LA to Vegas,
Mm-hmm.
weren't they like the ones that smoke everybody?
I don't know what the results were of that, but they have been at races like they've come to like Leadville, Leadville 100.
No.
Yeah, they are. I've seen them before at some ultra races, but they're incredible because that's what they do. That's everyday life for them.
And I was seeing I don't know who posted, but some like big companies approach them and they're like, no, we don't want to sponsor.
We don't want the shoes.
We don't want nothing.
Yeah.
But they're running on fucking sandals.
Yeah,
That's crazy. And there's no one Blister that does fucking fit.
yeah. I have so much respect for that, and also it's showing us what we have been doing from the beginning of time. We just have gotten so, like I said earlier, we're just so comfortable.
Everybody's a
We kind of forget like where we came from and what we've evolved from.
like no one does much anymore. I mean, unless you're an athlete or you're trying to, but no one gonna get fit anymore.
Well, at least here, right? I mean, you think of some other countries where kids are running 8 miles to school, 8 miles back for lunch, and then they run 8 miles again to go back to school. I mean, that's normal life.
Like my family is in Switzerland now. They went to visit my wife's sister, and her kids are the same age with mine, and those kids take the train to go to school,
Wow.
and like they go by themselves. Like today, they went to the park by themselves, and then you go like, yeah, of course, there's probably no crime out there and not too much,
Not as
bad
much.
people like here. And I was like, that's the way it should be, because I was FaceTime earlier and they were playing in a park that you can barely see them from the house.
Mm-hmm.
When it's here, like I feel like even if they're in the front porch, I'm like, you know what, come inside or let me go pick up my gun to be near you guys. But even if this area is nice, you still feel like you can leave a kid on his own, or a
Yeah.
kid goes on an Uber to school.
Absolutely.
You just feel like, what kind of weirdos around here, which there's a lot. But in other places like that, they're all day in the street. And that's how I was. And I feel that developed a better mindset than just fucking being an iPad kid.
Yeah, it's true. I've done a lot of traveling, and I've seen how different cultures live and how people take care of each other and how people protect their spaces and the freedoms that they have just to move around, but how they've also made being outside the most natural thing. It's just what you do. I was in this, I've raced a few times in this town in Italy. It's called the Cinque Terre. It's beautiful. And they have an ultra race there. And I've become really good friends with the race directors and their families. I'll go and eat in their homes with them. And there's a town square where all of the elderly will sit, and they'll sit in the sun and they just talk. And they're probably, a lot of them are like in their 80s and 90s, and they're thriving. And
Healthy.
everywhere in this place, it's stairs and hills everywhere, because it's a town on the side of it's basically kind of carved out from the cliffs overlooking the ocean. And so in order to get anywhere, you have to climb up these cobblestone streets and these rock stairs. And it's so beautiful to see the way the whole community, everyone knows each other, everyone takes care of each other. And it's one of my favorite places to go just for that, just to see how different, life is. Because with my kids, there's no way. Like
You can.
Yeah.
Out here, a 50-year-old man can go up the stairs. Over there, a 85 is going up and down to pick up bread.
Yeah.
It's crazy how
beautiful.
The culture in other places is just better.
Yeah.
What you were doing before you started doing long distance? Like, you were just running?
Yeah, I started playing soccer when I was 4. And then when I was 7, I did my first running race, but a very, very short race. I actually thought soccer was more exciting. You have teammates, you have a ball at your feet, you have a goal.
Right.
And so I did that through university. And then I played for like 1 year after university. I actually traveled around. I signed up for this organization that they would put on like camps around different spots in the world, and then they would also like bring supplies and to like some of like the poorer areas. But we would then go and play like the semi-pro and professional teams in the area. It was really cool. So I signed up for that after I graduated from college, and it's really funny. I went to Cape Town, South Africa, and I arrived and I was the only girl on the team. And I was like, I thought this was a girl team. They're like, we thought it was weird you signed up for this team because this is a guys team, and there are girls teams, but they're in other countries. But it ended up being one of the most life-changing experiences of my life. So I traveled with that team for like 3 months, and we were in South Africa, and then we came to the United States. We were like in Pennsylvania and Ohio, a really, really cool organization. And I learned a lot just through that because we went into so many different types of cities and villages that didn't have a lot, but they would, you go into these villages and people are playing soccer with like a sponge. Maybe they took some tape and made a soccer ball out of that, And I think traveling around for a couple months and knowing where I came from and what I have, and seeing how soccer, we were able to go into those cities and we would donate soccer balls and a whole bunch of like gear and stuff to the cities. But just to see how sport can connect people. You can go in and you can talk to soccer with anyone all over the world.
Yes.
And so my life after college, I did that for several years, traveled to different countries. I was in Ukraine for a little bit. I lived in an orphanage there. And when the kids would have nap time, I'd go and try and find people playing soccer. And even though I couldn't speak the language, you could play soccer with them.
Exactly.
And so I think that totally changed my view of sport. My mom had just died before I went to college. And at that time, I wanted to be a professional soccer player. That was the most important thing to me, was soccer was going to change my life. It was going to give me, I was going to make money. I was going to be famous. Like I had all these ideas about being a professional athlete. And then when my mom passed away, it just, all those dreams kind of went away with it. And when I went to college to play soccer, it was a very last minute decision. Like I went like a few weeks before school started, and the coach was like, hey, we have a little bit of money. We know who you are. Like, come play for us. I didn't even want to go to that college. But then, as I started traveling, I realized maybe I'm supposed to play sport for like a better reason. Maybe I'm supposed to play sport because it's a way to connect with people all over the world. And I found so much more fulfillment in that. I found so much more fulfillment in, going into a city and learning about and listening to people's stories and then playing soccer with them. And that changed my life. And I think after I did that for a little bit, I became an English teacher and a soccer coach, and I started hearing about ultra marathons. And I ran like a couple road marathons just out of curiosity, never raced them. But I kind of transitioned into running just out of curiosity. I read it in a magazine, people running 100-mile races, and I thought, I want to try that.
And now here you are.
Now
That's
here I
crazy
am.
that you just got it, like someone told you about it and you just like, let me try this.
Yeah, I think I've always been like that as a kid. I don't know if you're like that, like you're just like curious about the world and things that people do. And I always loved running. I was like you, like I just loved to do it, just loved to get out. I think it was also a good way for me to kind of like think when I was a little kid. I grew up in a really rough home, and so I would always go down to this park. Actually, I grew up not far from here, but I would go down to this little park and I would just run circles around and around in this park as a little girl. And I felt free.
Running is very therapeutic.
Yeah, very, very therapeutic. And so I think I was curious about when I didn't become a professional soccer player. I still was very much an athlete. I loved to train. I was very competitive. And I thought, well, I'll run a couple marathons. Okay, that was fun. I like that. And then I'm just reading in a magazine about these ultras, and I thought, that sounds so hard. I didn't know people could do that. I didn't know that our bodies could go that far. I want to try that. And so I think all humans are like this. We have ideas in our head, but it takes courage to go try it.
That's everything. If you don't try, you'll never
yeah,
know.
most people keep it up here. They live their whole life saying one day I'll try, or,
What if?
yeah, or when I'm less busy, or after when my kids are grown up, or after I graduate from college. It's like, man, you're not promised tomorrow. And there's actually never a perfect time,
It's just now. Just give it a go, because everybody says the same things. Like, I'm like, come by the gym.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get in shape before I come. I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
no.
get in shape here. No one's gonna kill you. Like,
Yeah.
just. But that's the people that, well, like you say, only have the idea but never perform it. Or you can have a picture, but if you don't paint it, you will never see it. And if it comes shitty, just keep doing it, and eventually it's not gonna be as shitty. Running for me, like, is like that. Like, I was curious, like, how far can I go? And then when I did my first 13, I was like, wow, this is cool. And the regular fighter doesn't run that much, so it's like you can be, I don't know, a little faster, a little better pace, but I won't stop coming because I know the amount of cardio. And for fighting is so important that it's like I just stick to running on the side. Even if it fucks me up and I'm tired, but I know if the fight gets ugly and we have to go blow for blow, I'm not gonna get tired. That's the part that I really like about
Yeah,
it.
the endurance.
Endurance is everything.
It is.
Even my other friends that are normal people with kids, I tell them, like, dude, if your kid is drowning or something bad is happening far, if you're not in shape, how you get to them? And
It's
they go
so
like,
true.
oh, that's true. I'm like, just think like that. Just be in shape, like, act
For
like,
someone else. Yeah.
be in shape to, to save someone's life if you have to. That's, you don't have to be in crazy shape, but on decent shape. Don't be eating fucking candy and pizza every day. Do something good with yourself.
That's so true. Yeah, I think sometimes we need something else to motivate us, or we need to understand that everything we do in life isn't always about just us. And when we can find that, when we can understand that, it definitely helps you train a little bit harder,
And you keep finding out how tough can you be, or how you toughness is something that you can develop. So it's like, but you have to do something hard, and do things hard is so important for you.
Yeah. How did you develop your toughness? Do you think I was working on the farm?
I feel like growing up like that, being on the rooster fights, a bunch of like gnarly people around. I'm sure I saw criminals when I was a kid. I just didn't know they were, but I remember my dad told me, like, don't sit around there. And I was like, it can be because they were priests. So doing that, being in a farm, street fighting with the homeless kids.
Wow, really?
Because when I was a kid, you go on the street, you're playing with the homeless kids. Like, the kids are cleaning shoes or stuff like that. Like, they become your friend. So, they go clean shoes, and then when they're free, they literally will come and knock the door, and we'll go downstairs play soccer. And they're rough. If you push them too much, they're going to fight you and get my ass kicked a few times. And then eventually I'll say, you know what? I'm going to punch you first. And I guess everything snowballed from there.
Wow.
And
so
then
you grew up fighting on the streets.
Yes.
That's like where it first started for you.
Like almost every week.
Do you feel like that, like, was that common in your neighborhood? Did everyone kind of just have to learn to fight?
I think for me it was more excitement, like the adrenaline of, like, I fought this guy yesterday, or I get in trouble in school and I told the guy, let's meet in the park at 3:30. So you have the anxiety of, like, fuck, it's 2 p.m. In 90 minutes I'm fighting. Wow. And that kind of, like, helped me from what I do now, because the waiting is the hardest part. Once you're in the fist fight, you're just fighting.
And who taught you to fight? Did your dad teach you to fight?
No, my dad, I always heard the rumor that he was a good fighter, but I never saw him. But my uncles will say, like, no one fuck with him. But he was also so calm, and he was like, everywhere he go, people say hi to him. He was drinking, everybody laughing around him. So he wasn't like the guy that was looking for one, but my whole life I heard that every time someone tried him, he did well.
Really?
But he never was.
It's in your
like,
blood.
It is in the blood, but I never, like, saw him, like, acting up or, like, telling me, like, I beat that guy. Like, he was like he is the chillest dude till today. Like, he just chill. But maybe got it from there. But my brother and my cousins, they used to make me fight kids my age just so they can have fun watching.
Really?
Yeah,
And you
they-
didn't mind that?
well, they forced me pretty much. They used to tell me like, if you don't go and fight this guy, we'll tell your dad that you did this, you pee on the street, or you break a window, or you say something fucked
blackmail
up.
you.
Yeah, or they blackmail me my whole life, and then they will like literally, I'll be home playing Nintendo or fucking just being home, and they used to come in those 4-wheelers. Yo, come on, put your shoes on. You're fighting. I'm like, wait, what? Why? It's like, come or fucking we tell your dad. And then my brother will be like, you fucking better go. If not, I'm gonna tell my dad. Now I'm like, literally forced to go on the fucking 4-wheeler, go down the road, get to the soccer field, and it's like that one over there with the green tee.
No way.
And
Just because, and you just walk up to him and start fighting?
Literally just sucker punch him and start fighting.
Oh my gosh.
And sometimes they were actually waiting because they're like, okay, fuck you, I'm gonna go pick up Chito right now. And then they were actually waiting. And I like what they didn't know was coming, because I would just come boom from behind and hopefully that was it. But sometimes when they were like actually waiting and making eye contact, I was like, oh, fuck. And they used to make a circle and everything. I was like,
Who knew, like, how would you know who won?
whoever stopped or whoever bleed first or whoever just
Like,
break.
as a kid, were you ever like, oh, I feel bad?
Oh no, it was just pure excitement. It was like, I fuck you up or fuck you kick my ass. But every time I get my ass kicked, I came back for a rematch.
Really?
Like I never leave it there.
And you're still like that?
I still like that. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
Your
sit-
poor mom.
Yes.
Did your mom ever try to protect you or change that? Or would she get mad at your older brother and say, stop telling him to fight?
No, because they only knew it was my fault. They never knew they set him up or
Wow.
they make sure it was. Oh yeah, we were playing and he's always getting in trouble. I wasn't even there.
And you wouldn't say anything? You never try to defend yourself?
No, I was never a snitch.
Wow.
No, snitches.
What a brother.
Snitches are bitches. I don't do that. I always I was just like, yeah, the guy was fucking with me, and I was literally at home. Like I was like at home, minding my business. I wasn't fucking messenger talking to my friends, and then you fighting, and I'm like, why? He's like, he pissed us off, and we're old, and we can do nothing. So you're gonna fix it.
What would your brother ever fight?
Yeah, I saw him fight a few times.
Yeah. And he didn't get into fighting the way that
No,
you
they
did.
were my brother and my 2 older cousins. They weren't the oldest ones in the community, but they were kind of like respected because they weren't like bullies or they were just like with the cool kids.
Oh, okay.
I was way younger, but I was always trying to hang out with them. And they would tell me like, oh, you want to come to so house to eat pizza? And that was like the cool thing. I was like, okay, then you got to do this for us. And now I was like, fuck, dude.
You always
sure.
had to earn the pizza.
They make me earn hanging out with the cool guys or go and play or, oh, we have a pool party. 6 kids. And they were like, okay, if you want to come, you got to like, I don't know, break this window and run or go knock the doors. And I was like, they always make me do shit. So I was like, sure, okay. They make me a piece of shit. It's their fault. But they always make me fight.
So did you, like, as you got older, where you're like, I think I want to do this for a living, or did that come later?
They come way later because I keep getting on street fights. Even at 14, 13, 15, 16.
Like, the older you got, more serious?
I get way more serious. And then I was
Yeah.
fighting on clubs and then, breaking bottles was involved and it was getting
wow.
rough. And sometimes it was like
Brawls?
me and my friends would like destroy every party every Friday.
No
We will
way.
get to the party and the guy making the party or whoever was in charge was like, guys,
He
you
would
guys
beg
are really
you,
nice.
please.
We love you. You guys are fun, but please. I was like, no, with you, just drinking. 5 minutes into the first shot, someone looked me from 6 miles away, and I was like, boys, that group over there. And we wouldn't like do stupid shit like just walk by them and spill the drink and be like, what's up, bitch? And then
And
next
then
thing
it
you
was a
know, it
fight.
was just like 10 versus 10. The whole party was just like people running away, glasses breaking, cops came in, everybody running. It was like,
So you had a reputation.
a bad one.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't allowed in too many places.
This is why the cops have to take you up to the hills when you go back, huh?
Yeah, to make me punish. Like I got thrown in jail like few times for, disturbing the peace of the city, I guess.
Yeah.
But it was like, it was not, and somehow no one got hurt.
Wow. That's
But
good.
Sometimes it was like 5 dudes kicking one in the ground,
Mm.
and somehow it was just
It
nice
was
kicks.
okay. Nice
They
kicks.
they were like they were placed correctly, I guess. But it was non-stop. And eventually, I have told this story a million times, that eventually my neighbor, that is still my friend today, his older brother picked me up like that. He's like, hey, let's go to this jiu-jitsu gym. And I was like, nah, I'm good.
Really?
That's not for me.
The
He's
organized fighting.
He's like, bro, you're going to get killed. Like, you're like, last week was gnarly. The week before was ugly. It's like, just come here, learn how to fight, and maybe you stop fighting. And I was like, sure.
That's awesome.
And
How old were you?
I was 16.
Hmm.
I went and never left.
Wow.
Trained until today.
And you loved it, like that organized, structured training, and probably like new exercises and new moves.
And like
and
guys that they look like they don't know how to fight, they would fuck me up in grappling. They would like choke me out, tap me out, throw me around. I was like, so that became my new, I want to be good at this. And I never left. And when I started training, never fought again.
Do you love to train? Is that your favorite part?
I cannot train. Like when I broke my rib like 9 weeks ago, I was like,
Yeah. What did you do instead?
I was walking every day.
Any type of exercise possible, right?
I was doing sauna, ice, and walking every day.
Yeah.
And then I would
Long walks.
long walks, and then I would like literally just get out of the house and just drive the car for an hour. And then my wife was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm not asking you to drive with me. I'm just gonna." There was a point at the beginning of the injury, I would drive to San Clemente and back twice.
There's so much is inside you because you expend so much energy on a daily basis, and it's like, what do I do with this?
I was like I was like fighting her, like, let me pick up the kids. I go. I went to every school event. I didn't miss one
I
church
mean, your kids
day.
love that too.
Actually, I started realizing like, fuck, I don't spend enough
You're
time.
like, I didn't do this. See, and that's the blessing in the injury.
Because then you're
You
like,
know?
oh, I get to do nice things.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I'm back. Like today was like the first like full hard day, and I'm like, well, I'm done. See you guys after
See you
the
at
next
Christmas.
fight.
Yeah.
But then you go like, fuck, I have to do more. Like I do. Like I'm at least on one meal at home together. But then I'm like, I'm in the gym twice a day.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. It is twice a day.
It is twice a day.
What do you do? Like 4 hours at a time?
No, like in the morning we box, we do meets with coach, with my head coach. We do some fighting exercises. That could be like hour and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the afternoon, I either lift weights or
Conditioning.
wrestle, grapple, and that's like another hour. And then sometimes in between it, I sneak a run.
Sneak.
Yeah.
Hopefully your
Especially-
coach won't watch this.
Especially because we're losing weight when we're fighting. So
Yeah.
that's the other thing. We
And
gotta
running.
we gotta lose 20 pounds. You gotta sweat.
Yeah.
Or because you can just not eat.
It's probably easy for you to cut weight then if you're running. You just put on the sauna suit and just go and you can just run.
What helped me the most about running long is like when I'm actually cutting the day before weigh-ins, which is 12 pounds of water.
That's crazy.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
What allowed me to just sit on the hot tub and sweat, and my heart rate going crazy is that long distance keep me from passing out, from breaking.
Yeah, because you can endure it better.
Because when I do 13 miles, it could be like 1:53 or 2 hours. So that's 2 hours of sweat. And when you're cutting weight for 6 hours, your heart is like, okay, today's like my 50 miler.
6 hours?
That,
You can cut that much weight.
How much
in
take me
6
to go
hours?
from 147 to make the weight?
Well, it stops after like 4 to 5 hours. He'll go to bed and then take the rest off in the morning before the weigh-in.
Wow.
But I hate that because going to bed knowing that you need to do it again.
Yeah.
Before I used to do everything the night before and go to bed on weight, wake up and be like, I'm okay sleeping super dehydrated and fucked up, but knowing I'm done, that going to bed semi fucked up, knowing I need to do 4 more in the morning because you just don't know if your body's gonna shut down.
Yeah.
And I won't not make weight.
That's the one part of fighting that I don't understand. Like why can't
Just let's meet up at 155.
yeah, like I mean
My
I know
natural way.
the natural way, I mean you'd have to be like then you'd have to go to the next level, but let all those people on that level go at their natural way, right?
Like if I don't have, if they cut, there's no more weight cut. Just if
Yeah.
you weigh 200 pounds, that's your problem.
yeah.
I will fight at 155 and be the healthiest ever.
Yeah.
And then the guys that fight at 145, they probably will go to 170.
Yeah. Oh, 170.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And the 55ers, they probably will go to 190, 200.
Wow.
But it's doable. Just find your own weight class.
Yeah, exactly.
And the guys that fight at 205, they pretty much will be heavyweights. But then they can do like 220 is like semi-heavyweight, and then 220 and up for the real giants.
But a lot of heavyweights don't even cut, right?
Most of them don't cut. Some of them cut like 10, 15 pounds, which that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because the limit is 265. Some guys came from like 270 something,
It's
280.
crazy.
But like I think it's doable. And the guys that fight at 125, they're naturally like 140.
Have you always been bantamweight?
Yes,
Have you ever thought about going up?
they're too big.
Yeah.
Like
Because they're big and then they cut so much. And then yeah.
out of camp, a 145 where it's like 180, maybe 190 if it's a big
That's
one.
crazy. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, I wish this will never change, so might as well
Yeah.
keep running and keep my heart big. But the weight cut is extremely fucked up.
Yeah, it is. It screws up your system.
Ev-
Like your heart, your organs,
Every
everything.
organ get dehydrated, and then
Yeah.
you have to. I do put almost 20 pounds back on fight night,
It's crazy.
but you're not 100%. No one is
Yeah.
100%.
yeah, because you just went through this intense experience. Yeah.
And then
That's why you're gonna be so good at
and
running
then-
200-mile
and then-
races.
And then 24 hours you're gonna get punched in the head. It's crazy.
yeah.
At least there's no weight cut there. You can
Yeah.
eat whatever you want.
You can do whatever you want.
For the week of the marathon, because they told me to carb up, I was eating pasta every night. I was like, I would love to
No.
do this sport.
It's wild, like the thoughts around food and the road marathon. I love it. Yeah, the carbo loading can come sometimes get
great.
crazy. Yeah.
Like before a fight, it's like 2 months before I'm not even eating. Like
Trying to start to get
I'm
lean
barely
out.
eating, and it's like
Yeah.
every other sport is normal.
Do you do like a meal service where you just have like, or does your wife cook?
My wife
Is
makes
she?
it.
I bet she's
She
amazing
weighed.
food.
She
yeah.
weighed the food, everything, and sometimes I'm like, can
Yeah.
you give me fucking a little bit? She's like, you wanna make weight? I'm like, yeah, whatever.
Oh,
Because sometimes I see a plate like this, like it's that small. I'm
she's
like,
a team player.
she does every meal. But then
Yeah.
like sometimes I'm like, I get mad. I'm like, just this much? It's like that's 6 ounces of this and half a cup of. I'm like, give me sparkling water so I can fill myself.
Yeah,
up.
right.
And sparkling water becomes your best friend.
Yeah, LaCroix, Topo
Just-
Chico.
Just chalk it, and then you're like, oh, I'm full. And then like 10 minutes later, you're like, open the kitchen snacks, and she's on the side like, no. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Do you eat a lot of like celery and cucumbers?
I do.
Yeah, all the water stuff.
Like the week before the fight, like if I wake up late night, I'm super hungry. I get a full cucumber.
Yeah.
I put lime, tahini, sea salt, and it makes you full.
As if it's a treat.
It is that shit tastes like nothing, but when you're cutting weight,
Yeah.
it tastes like mango. I don't know. You're like, wow, this is actually good. I never eat that on my normal life.
You need to do a YouTube episode on just that. Like your morning of cutting weight and you like with your cucumber and
Yeah,
tahini.
film every week. There's a point that I look like a dead person.
Yeah, no, I know. I went to for 2 years I went to Calvary Chapel High School, and back then it was they used to call them the church boys, the wrestlers.
Oh yeah.
And it was Calavita was one of the coaches, but some of those guys went on to do really well in college and have been tracking them for. Actually, one of them actually went to UFC.
TJ,
Huh?
Dillashaw.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a
And
Calavera
Calavita
guy.
did too, right?
I don't think he fought.
No?
No, I think he was a cyclist.
Oh, okay. Oh, no, the dad. But I think his nephew ended up fighting. I should get my facts straight before I go on.
I don't know no one from his family, but he coaches like few UFC guys. And
Yeah.
he have some gnarly protocols.
Yeah. Crazy.
Like that's like it's like ultra running and lifting weights.
Yeah.
Like
And he gets all of their yeah, because I actually tried coming into that group as an ultra runner. And they do a full like body comp on you. They like take your hair and like send it into a lab and like they like look at your food, like every single like little thing. They run all these tests on you.
Like
and
years ago, I approached him. I saw him at this like recovery place, and I was like, "Hey, I would like to like join." And he's like, "No new guys," and I was like, "Cool."
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, O2 Health Lab.
I used to go there before I bought my hyperbaric, but I met him in a place like Dr. G.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That I used to go in Irvine. His name is Dr. Kessler, and he was walking in, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm a fighter, blah, blah, blah. I would like to train with you." He's like, "I'm not taking no new guys." And I was like, "All right."
That's wild.
Yeah. Because back then I was like...
Well, was there people in his camp that fight you?
I mean, TJ was there, but he was way too above me. Like, by the time I got to the top 10, TJ was out of the UFC.
Oh, okay.
So
Because that's the only thing I could think of.
Because I trained with him when he was champion. I used to like go visit his gym, and it was just we were like too far in our stages. Like by the time I would make it, if I wouldn't make it, he was probably gone. And it worked like that. By the time I make it, he was gone.
I wonder if he still has that camp. This is like years ago.
No, yeah.
This is like 2016
he used
or
to call
17.
the training lab. I think
Yeah.
the fighters gym, I don't think it's anymore around. But he have his own garage where he trains few people in there.
Yeah, he used to post a lot of it, like all the videos and stuff. Like
they used to do crazy work.
Crazy
like
stuff. He missed out not training with you.
I think.
But what's meant to be is what meant to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was just like I didn't.
Yeah.
I never push it, but like when I see the workouts, I'm like some of the things look that they don't even like good for you.
Yeah.
It's just like overcoming death.
Yeah,
in a way.
it's the mental.
But there gotta be
side of
some science, I guess, that he does. I don't know.
Yeah, because he's so smart. I mean, he forever was like he was the calculus teacher at our school, and he has like a book and really smart man. And then he was into Ironmans too himself. But so I went to school with his nephew, and he was an incredible wrestler. And I remember when he would cut weight, and he always looked like he was just sick, like severely sick. And I would get sad. Like I was friends with the wrestlers and just realizing like, why do you guys do that sport? Because we're kids. Like when you're in high school, you're just like, there's so many other better sports that you can do. Not wrestling where you have to cut so much weight.
Cutting weight, it's crazy. Cutting weight's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to do it.
Yeah, you do what you have to do to be the best that you can be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If
and that's where you are. That's why you are who you are.
Just take it, right?
Yeah. If it was easy, everyone would do it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's why we're here.
Yeah. I can't wait until you get into ultras.
It'll be fun. I think it will be fun. Especially because I know a lot of the people doing it.
Yeah.
And they can just...
We're going to celebrate when Chito comes to the start line, man.
Guide me through. Yeah, there's no more fuck yous in the line. I mean, only handshakes and shit like that.
Oh, it's going to be... Dude, if you ever hear that, it's probably a joke. You know what it is? You can be the best in the world and have, like, some of the most humbling failures. And the sport is so incredibly hard that everyone has respect for each other.
I see
you have
that.
so much respect. You're just like, no one can go out there and like peacock. You're just like...
Because what happens if you died 30 miles before? Like you get like, you broke your feet or...
Yeah.
You can be
It happens.
cocky there.
People definitely get some injuries and unexpected things. I mean, even things like getting horribly lost on the trail.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that you're like, well, I'm so fit, but I didn't think I was going to get lost for 2 hours in the mountain. Like that's real stuff, you know?
have to be humble in running.
Yeah.
You can
Oh,
be a
you do.
dick.
Oh, you can't.
Oh, this
No
is
hate.
amazing.
But like you can't wear that shirt. Like being a dick helps.
True. I gotta wear it for fighting. We gotta drop that T, bro.
You do. It'd be so
Being a
funny.
dick helps. We're doing that.
But it should be like your portrait from when you were like 13 years old and just
I have
smiling.
a sick photo holding a rooster with a button up
Okay,
and boots.
there's the shirt. That would be so incredible.
That would be a dick. helps
Because
the
there's
vibe.
like there's something like ironic about it, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna mock it out. I'm gonna call it one
So
of my friends
good.
to mock it out. Oh man, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for doing this.
Cheetah, thank you so much for having me. Dude, we're neighbors.
Are you nearby?
Dude, Costa Mesa is my hometown. That's where born and raised. Yeah, we're in Huntington Beach.
Okay, we need to
Yeah.
start running.
Yeah. Well, I told Max, I was on. He's like, dude, he's starting to lift weights with us. I was like, I need to join that. Mackenzie's awesome.
She's great.
She's amazing.
Yeah,
And
like the workouts are, and they're simple. It's just,
yeah, that's all you need. We always complicate everything.
I know.
It-
I know.
Because it looks cool, you know.
True, but no, she's great. He's great.
Yeah.
They're all great.
Yeah.
It's good people around.
Well, it's good crew. Like everyone that runs like in the Back Bay or like in the Laguna Canyons.
Yeah,
or,
the brothers.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
such a good crew.
No, it's a
and
good
and
crew.
I feel like the people that are actually like here, like the locals, everyone's chill. Everyone's like really nice.
The running community is sick here.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah. No, we get to run soon.
Yeah.